Hey everybody, it's Christy at Hooks and Horseshoes. Thank you for stopping by. I greatly appreciate it. Today's video, as you can see, is another book related video. In my last video, I mentioned how I want to start adding more book content to my channel, and this is part of that. As you can see in the description of the video, or the title of the video, this is a book tag. I found this or saw this book tag done, I don't know, probably a year or two ago. I haven't done anything prior to this video as far as I haven't. Okay, so these are the questions. When I found this book tag, I remember I was like, yeah, I really like those questions. And I thought to myself, I'd like to do this. I'd like to make a video. Of course, it's been a while. I don't know who the original creator is or who the original, who came up with the questions. I'm sure I can do a YouTube search, and just with this title of this tag, which is called Books and Life Tag. I'm sure I can just do a search in YouTube and it'll give me those answers. And if I can find those, which I'll do after I finish this video and go through the editing process, I will put it in the description box below if you are interested. And I'll also include the questions in the description box if you want to participate. Anyway, like I said, it's called the Books and Life Tag. Again, like I said, I've watched this video, or I've watched someone do this tag, but it has been a while. I took the questions and I printed them out, but I have not looked at the questions in probably over a year and a half, if that. Like I said, I don't remember when I printed these out or when I found that particular video. But anyway, so this is, I don't know. I can't remember what all the questions are. So there might be a lot of stopping and starting while I have to look for a book if it requires that. So anyway, let's just get to it. Like I said, it's called the Books and Life Tag. The number one question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being a normal person and 10 being the late Harold Bloom, how much are books and reading a part of your life? Well, for starters, I don't know who Harold Bloom is, so obviously I'm not a 10. I haven't, like I said, I didn't do any kind of research on these questions or anything in these questions prior to doing this video, so I really don't know who Harold Bloom is. I don't know if that makes me whatever, but that's just how it is. So I'm definitely not a 10. Let's see. How much are books and reading part of your life? Probably between 1 to 10. 7 or 8. I'd go with a 7 or 8 because I feel like I read a lot, but at the same time, I can go a day or two or 3 or 4 days without reading. So I do have a lot of books. I have a lot of unread books. But still, I must stick with like a 7 or 8 on the scale of 1 to 10, because I love books. I love to read, but I can go days without reading. Yeah, I think that justifies that answer. Okay, question number 2. Where does your personal library stand right now in relation to the rest of your life? Well, you haven't seen all the books. I know this ring light's got it's all up in my glasses. Where does your personal library stand right now in relation to the rest of your life? It doesn't consume me. I'm not consumed by my books. I have a tendency to think, oh man, I got too many books, and I will start clearing out. I'll start doing unhauls on books that I've read that I'm holding on to for whatever reason. I'll get rid of them. If like certain books have been on my shelves forever and ever, and I'm looking at them and I'm not reading them, I'll unhaul them. So I don't know that It's not, I mean, I love my personal library. I've enjoyed having my personal library, but it doesn't consume me, if that makes sense. The same part of this number 2 question is, do you have more books now than you ever have? Yes. I think I've got close to 700 books, physical books. It says here, okay, let me read the whole question. Where does your personal library stand right now in relation to the rest of your life? I answered that. Do you have more books now than you ever have? I have. And it says fewer. Nope, I have more. How has your library changed? It has grown. It has grown. And as far as genres, I've expanded on that as well. I have a lot more different genres than I used to have. So there's that. Number 3. Take a mental step back and ask yourself, what is the most likely first bookish impression a newcomer would have in your home? What is the most likely first bookish impression a newcomer would have in your home? Well, this bookshelf and the bookshelf over here to my right is in my bedroom. You can't see the books if you come into my house unless you come into my bedroom. But I think if somebody were to see all this that's not been in my home before, I believe they'd be pretty surprised or like wowed, because it's a lot of books. I don't have a lot of book reading friends, not to say that I don't want them, but like coworkers and stuff, they're just not into it the way I am. And so I think they would find it interesting to walk in and see this. Okay, number 4, how often, if ever, do you, okay, it says how often, if ever, gulp, that's in parentheses, do you clean or reorganize your books? Well, I kind of answered that in number 2. Well, I would say maybe once or twice a year. Because, like I said, if I've got a pile of books that's over here on my bedroom floor that are unhauled books. Some I have not read. So I'm kind of like contemplating whether I really want to get rid of them or not. But probably once or twice a year. I think that's a safe answer. Number 5, on average, how many books do you acquire in a given week? It depends on the week. Like I said, I can go days, when I ain't gonna say like day, maybe, I don't know, maybe a week. I'm gonna give a week, like 7 days without reading. And I think that's kind of pushing it. As far as book shopping or acquiring books, I mean, I can go a long time. It depends on when I make trips to, because I like to go to my local libraries, the different branches, because they have, you know, most every library I've ever been to, public library, have areas where they have books for sale, and I go to ours or my branches all the time looking at what they have for sale, and if they have something interesting, I'll pick it up. I go to Goodwills, and usually when I walk into a Goodwill, the first place I go to is the books. Thrift store, the same thing. First place I go to is the books. But it depends. It depends on where I am, what I'm doing. So I can go a long time without purchasing books. So on average, how many books do you acquire in a given week? I don't know how to answer that, because it depends on the week and where I am and what I'm doing. I have to actually go somewhere, you know, to get the books. I very rarely have books shipped to me. Number 6. What song is your current earworm? I don't have one right now. I listen to all kinds of different music except for like rap or hardcore, you know, graphic, you know, profanity filled stuff. I don't listen to that. I don't have a current song though. Not at the moment. I listen to just anything. Number 7, what percentage of your self-control do you retain in a well-stocked bookshop? I don't go to bookshops very often. Again, I'm more of a thrifty kind of person. I'm a thrifter. I love cheap books. Goodwill's. We have a hospice store a hospice thrift store where I'm at. If I go out of town, it's usually to another thrift store. Very rarely do I go into an actual bookstore. But if I do, I may purchase maybe one or two, depending on the book and the price. I'm not big on purchasing new books. I also look on Facebook Marketplace for books. A lot of people sell in bundles, so I do searches, or I purchase books that way. All right, number 8. Let me see, we're at 10 minutes. Number 8, do you ever feel the need to take a break from books? If so, what form does it take? Well, that's an easy answer. Yes, I feel a need to take a break from books. That's called a book slump, I would assume. And what form does it take is crochet, because I love to crochet. I've been crocheting since 2018. I'm actually taking a break from crocheting. I haven't crocheted anything substantial in probably a month. That's the longest I have went without crocheting since I started crocheting in the very beginning of 2018. And I'm not giving up crochet. It's just, for whatever reason, I've taken that break. I guess you can say it's a crochet slump, whereas you have a book slump. I'm more into the books right now than I am crochet. So that's what form, if I take a break from books, crochet is my form where I take that break. What I do in place of the books. All right, number 9, when you meet a new person, how long does it take you to bring up books? 5 minutes? Hey, how are you? What's your name? Hey, do you like books? I mean, very quickly, within 5 to 10 minutes of me meeting someone new. Hey, you like to read? You like to read? I'm very quick to ask. And I get really excited when they say Layla love reading. And I'm all about, hey, let's find a book we can read together. And I've done that several times with my coworkers, and it's worked out well. And we've enjoyed that. All right, number 10 is, have you given any thought or made any provisions for your personal library after you croak? I have thought about it. I have not made any provisions, but I have thought about it. And I think for me in my area, it would be fairly easy. My libraries, the branches in my area, take books if they're in really good condition. And I know that, well, first off, I would want any of my family members who wanted any of the books to take the books. But if they didn't want to deal with them and didn't want to have anything to do with them, I would ask that they be donated to the library for what they will take, and anything that the library doesn't take, a thrift store or something like that. But even then, I don't know. I mean, can you do stuff like that in a will? Can you delegate what you want your books, what happened to your books in a will? If you wrote out a will, can that be part of the will? But the biggest place, or the first thing I would do, was see if my local libraries would take them. Because I have donated books to my local library before, and they said if it's in good condition and we don't have a lot of it, or if it's something we don't have and we want to put on the shelves, they'll put it on their shelves so that people can check them out, which is really, I love that. But yeah, I might need to look into that for anything that they don't take, because I'd really love for my books to go to someone who appreciates books as much as I do. So that's something to look into. All right, the last question is, are you known among your friends and loved ones for your weird and probably unhealthy relationships to books? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if they'd call me weird, but that's a good, I don't mind you calling me weird. I love books. I love books. Look at all this. And then there's books here. Like I said in my last video, I need another shelf because I've got books that are laying outside because I have no room on this shelf anymore. This one's full from top to bottom. So I need another shelf that I've already got a place I want it to go. I just got to get the shelf. But yeah, I probably am known among my friends and coworkers and loved ones as the weird book lady, I guess. I love books. I talk about books a lot. I do. But anyway, I saw the questions. It was 11 questions. Like I said, it's called the Books and Life Tag. I like it. I really feel it was a good set of questions for books, relating to books. So if you're interested in the book tag and want to do the book tag or the books and life tag, like I said, I'll leave all the question in the description box below. If I can, I'll create a Google form and link that as well, so that way you can just click on that and access the questions. So that's it. That's all I got for right now. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can email me. I'll leave that down in the description box, or you can leave a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, and we will talk to you next time. Happy reading. Bye-bye.